Hey everybody, this is JS Wolfe from WolfeSound podcast. I wanted to record one for you today because I've had a cold for a couple of days, and this is Polo. Oh my God. I didn't want to stay away from the podcast for too long because it's kind of my new toy, and I'm kind of new at this. So I wanted to get better at it and not lose too much time. So I thought I'd drop this quick video just introducing the concept of the podcast, Buddhism and Psychopathy. My whole thing is that I want to address how we can actually start to transcend duality, in the sense that a lot of people who practice Buddhistic mindsets, they go all the way to toxic positivity, which ends up suppressing their emotions, and it ends up coming out very violently. And also when it comes to psychopathy and lack of empathy, and this whole rise in narcissism, or the exposition of narcissism, I want to share lessons I've learned from the worst among us, in order to reach some kind of balance, but also suggest a kind of a change in conversation about the whole terminology that is very disempowering to victims. For example, discarding, hoovering, discarding like trash and hoovering like for doormats. Let's start to change the language to something a bit more empowering, and to determine what is it about the person that we got attracted to? What is it about us that makes us feel unworthy, in a sense, for something better? At the same time, the whole thing is going to it's going to focus so much on our own individual emotions, and how human beings come to behave in a certain way in general, how our emotions come to be, how we manifest things, how we end up making choices and taking actions in a certain, why we do what we do, basically, and why we choose what we choose. So this is where the title comes from, Buddhism and Psychopathy. I've chased psychopaths for about, it's been 25 years now, but actively chasing them, researching them in prisons and in mental institutions for 20 years. And then finally, I realized a lot of people, that the people among us can be a lot more dangerous because they're much less obvious. They don't look like criminals. They don't look like somebody who doesn't have empathy. A lot of people have them in their families, in their close friend circle, in their workplace. So it's really time to navigate these things with some kind of balance. It's not about demonizing somebody and that's it, like we have to move past this stage and gain deeper insights into ourselves and others and the situations that we are in, so that we can finally reach this thought of oneness, the unifying thought, how to keep life simple. Once we understand these personalities, once we understand ourselves, and we're always gonna learn more and more as long as we're alive. But once we gain enough insight, without the cognitive dissonance and the confirmation bias that is plaguing our times, we can then learn to keep things simple. And it doesn't mean that pain will not happen, and suffering, and we can easily continue to attract the same people, but at least we're going to come from a place of awareness, and we will know the exit, so we can get out much faster. Join me in WolfeSound podcast. We're going to dive real deep into human consciousness, emotions, how to heal in a easily applicable way, and using everything in nature, not just I don't think our minds are enough to cognitively understand something. We need to dig a little deeper than that. while also having fun and using some sense of humor along the way, because we got to have a funny bone against all the tragedy around us and in our own lives. So I'm happy I got to talk to you today, and stay tuned. I will be recording more podcasts very, very soon. Thank you.